Welcome into the Syndicate Sunbelt fans. My name is Dominic Rossetto. Today we'll take a look at the Texas State Bobcats. Over the last three seasons, in 2019 they had a record of 3-9. 2020 they had a record of 2-10, and in 2021 they had a record of 4-8 overall. Obviously, with those records, there's not a whole lot to note over the past three seasons. No bowls, no victories over ranked opponents or P5 opponents either. Offensively, I think this year they can improve and thrive if the wide receivers and O-line can help the expected starter Lane Hatcher. He's an Arkansas State transfer. For those who have watched him over the past couple years, he's got a heck of an arm on him, and he can really sling it all over the field. So if the O-line can give him a little protection and the wide receivers can step up, I think they can have a pretty good offense this year, and especially a better offense than they've had over the past few years. Offensively, I think they'd struggle if Hatcher doesn't live up to kind of the excitement and the attention that he's kind of bringing in. He's not going to blow anybody away, but I think he's a solid and consistent contributor as long as everybody else is helping him out. But if they're not, I think that's where they could struggle, and Hatcher might not look so great if he's not given the time and protection that he needs. Defensively, I think they strive on the transfers on the D-line because I think they're going to work out. I think they should gel quickly, and that should really help the defense overall. They haven't been atrocious defensively. They've just been, not scoring enough points really to win. That is one of their biggest problems. So they shouldn't be too bad off there. I think the defense takes a big step up this year. I think the defense could struggle if the play of the DBs doesn't improve, though. I think they allowed a little too much through the air last year. Against the run, they've been pretty solid overall, but the air attack has gotten to them, and that's where they gave up a lot of their bigger plays, right, through the air. Special teams-wise, an improvement in the kicking game should really help this unit come along and get close to their number 26 finish from 2020 season. Obviously, with COVID, there wasn't as many teams, so that number 26 maybe looks a little better than it really was. But I do think if they can get some consistent kicking help and have an even decent return team, they should be able to jump up and finish much better than they did in 2021 with a number 72 ranking. Jumping into the schedule, they start the season at Nevada. I think Nevada is a pretty good program, honestly, and I don't think Texas State's going to stand much of a chance in that one. Love to be wrong, but I have the opening game of the season being an L for Texas State. Then they bring FIU in for a Friday night matchup. I don't think FIU is really any better than Texas State. If anything, it's more of a toss-up, coin toss game. I have them coming away with a victory there. Then they travel just down the road a little bit to play at Baylor. And we know Baylor over the past several seasons has been a heavy favorite down there in the Big 12. I don't expect anything less. And I think Baylor will come away with a pretty easy victory in that one. But they rebound the following week when they host Houston Baptist, and they should certainly come away with a win in that one. Then I see a little bit of a struggle because they're getting into some tougher teams in the cross-conference matchups. They travel to James Madison. I think James Madison is actually a better program overall right now, even though they are transitioning up. I think they're going to come away with a victory there. So I have an L there for Texas State. Follow that up with bringing Appalachian State in. These two teams have played each other seemingly almost every year, even though they've been cross-division opponents. I don't think they're going to upset App State there, so I have them losing that one as well. And then they go back, and now it's a West team, but it was a previous East team, so they go to play at Troy. So I have three losses in a row, losing to James Madison, Appalachian State, and Troy, but I do have them rebounding the following week for their homecoming against Southern Miss. You always want to win your homecoming game, right? So they're going to have some real excitement going into that one. Hopefully still some excitement because they're going to have a number of losses by that time, but I think they're going to want to beat the newcomer to the conference, and I think that they will. And then a week after that, they have a bye, followed by going back on the road to ULM. ULM's coming off of bye. I think this is one of those ones where you're kind of battling for the basement. You don't want to be there, but I have ULM kind of upsetting them at that point. I think ULM will be better off having the bye and then getting to play at home. I also have them dropping the following week when they travel to South Alabama. I think South Alabama is a better, deeper, stronger team at this point. And then I do have them beating Arkansas State the following week. I don't think Arkansas State and Texas State are too far off as far as where their programs are at currently. So I think this is kind of a toss-up and certainly could change very much by the end of the season when we're actually there. But for now, I have Texas State winning that one, but then dropping their last game against Louisiana to finish the season with a loss. However, they would finish the season with a record of 4-8, just like last year. So not necessarily an improvement in record, but they could be looking like a better team with some better players and some kind of established base to go off and keep building towards the future yet again. I know people in San Marcos are tired of hearing that, but you do need to keep doing what you're doing and don't change the wheel just because you're not having, 8 and 9 win seasons all of a sudden. It takes some time to build up from that when you're coming from what Texas State has been coming from. So thanks for listening. Check out the Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, Patreon page, and we'll see you next time.